Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little different than my usual content. I was tagged by another YouTube mom, so I'm going to answer a series of questions here. I will link her video down below if you want to check out her answers, but my name is Sarah, and I typically do content with cleaning, organization, and decluttering motivation, so definitely check out my videos because there's lots of motivation there. If you do enjoy today's video, please give it a thumbs up. As well as if you enjoy my content, I'd love for you to become a subscriber and join my YouTube family. So don't forget to hit that red subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss future videos from me. So I'm going to just be looking at my phone once in a while because I need to look at the questions and I'll see how best I can to answer them. So the first question is, how old were you when you had your first child? When I had my first child, I was 27 years old. What was the hardest thing about being pregnant for 9 months? Well, the hardest part for me was I had sciatica with all 3 pregnancies. So I went off work early with all of them because it was some lower back pain and stuff. But I think it was harder being pregnant when I had other children because I never got much of a chance to always sit down and relax. I come home from work and I would, of course, have the other kids to deal with. I do have 3 children. So I think being pregnant with multiple children was a bit more challenging, but I did overall enjoy being pregnant. Can you think of any good things you enjoyed during those 9 months? I honestly loved feeling my babies inside. I loved feeling them roll around, move, kick. It was honestly like the best feeling. And I'm so fortunate I got to experience a pregnancy 3 different times because it was it's just such an amazing experience. And I am just so happy that I got to do it. In your opinion, were all the things you heard a childbirth accurate or way off? I mean, I've heard so many different things about childbirth because everyone's experience is so different. I went to one birthing class with my oldest and they kind of went through what the process would be like. But honestly, when I got there to have him, I completely forgot what I had been told. Because with my oldest, I had to be induced because my water had broke, but I had no labor. So I was induced for 12 hours and then I had him and I had no drugs with him. And then with my daughter, she was actually a pretty quick labor. I labored at home and then my water broke right before I pushed. So it was very fast. Again, I had no drugs. And with my youngest, he was only 4 hours from start of labor to birth. So they were all very different in some ways. I had no drugs with all of them, so they're all natural. But definitely all 3 of them, I would say, were all different experiences. So, I mean, even one woman can have 3 different birthing experiences. So, I didn't really have, I guess I had heard stories and had ideas, but I honestly didn't think about those things when I was giving birth, I guess. I just relied on the nurses and my doctor to kind of guide me along. And, so all crazy experiences, but I'm so glad that I went through them. And I'm so thankful that they all went well. Next question here is, would you have handled childbirth differently if you could redo it? I don't think I would have done anything different. I mean, all 3 of them were, like I said, were different. I'm glad that after my first one, because I had him naturally with no drugs, I'm glad that I decided to stick with that with my second and my third. I mean, I did ask for them at some point with my second, but I mean, overall, I'm glad that I stuck to that and did that, but I don't think I would necessarily redo anything. I'm happy with how everything went, and yeah, no regrets. Number 6, what would be your advice to someone who is about to have a baby? Have a plan of maybe what you want, like whether you want an epidural, whether you want to go natural, that sort of thing. But know that your plan may not go as your plan because, I mean, I had 3 different childbirths that went all a little differently. My oldest and my youngest, my water broke and then I didn't get labor for about 3 or 4 hours afterwards with my youngest. With my oldest, I never got labor, so I'd get induced. Whereas my daughter, I had labor and then my water broke right before. So go with the mindset of kind of decide, do you want to go natural? Are you okay with drugs? Do you want to have an epidural? Have that sort of plan and make sure you're significant other knows about your plan as well, so they can advocate for you, because when you're in labor, there's sometimes that you might not think straight because of the pain you're in or the contractions. So I would just say go in with a plan, but know that your plan may shift and may not go exactly as you had planned. What has been the hardest thing about being a mom? I think the hardest part is just that none of the kids come with manuals, so you might feel like at times you don't know what you're doing. Your kid hits a new phase, does something that you're not sure how to handle. And I mean, I have 3 kids and they're all very different kids. So, going into, having another baby, you think, well, I've done this before, I know what I'm doing, but every kid is so different. So I think it's just hard because they come with no manual. You don't know, you kind of winging it, if you will. Every day you're learning. I mean, I've been a mom for 7 years and I have 3 kids, and I still feel like I'm learning every single day because my 7-year-old's teaching me things, my 4-year-old's teaching me things, and my 2-year-old. So it's definitely just in general a learning curve, and just be open-minded that we don't know everything. I don't think we ever will. And not everything that works for one kid is going to work for another kid. Let's see here. What has been the most rewarding thing about being a mom? I just get so much joy when they achieve a goal or do something or teach me something. My oldest, for example, he has a really good memory and takes information in like a sponge. And he will teach me things about dinosaurs and about sea animals and about all these things that I'm always fascinated, the fact that he knows all this information. And then, like when he rode his bike for the first time, I was so proud of him. And I don't know, like it's just all rewarding, I guess, just watching your kids achieve all their various milestones, do something for the first time that maybe they don't normally do. And then when they're proud of themselves, especially, that's just so rewarding itself. Like when you see how proud they are and they realize they achieved something really great, it's just, yeah. And then I look at my kids and they're my reward. I can't imagine not having them, and they're like my world. What was the most surprising thing you discovered about being a mom? I don't know what I would have discovered. I guess I didn't realize how much love I had to give. I mean, my husband and I, we got married. I love him so much. And then we had kids, and I want to explode my love everywhere. I don't know. I guess that's the most surprising thing. I don't know. I mean, I knew I loved my kids, but just the little things, I just look at them and watch them, and I just can't help but smile. So, the kids are amazing because you can have a bad day, but then your kid will do something or say something to you, something so simple as, "Mommy, I love you." And it just makes everything else go away. It just, you're in your own little world. So I guess that's probably the most surprising thing, I guess. So the next one here is, what is the best memory you have involving your child? I have so many memories with my kids. I can't pinpoint one. They always surprise me, and there's so many memorable things. Like, I don't know, I can't pinpoint one. That's a hard one because I have so many good memories with the kids. Anything from just our day-to-day stuff to our vacations. We have so many memories, especially this year with the pandemic and everything. We have done so many things with the kids. It's been unbelievable. And like recently we took our kids camping and discovered how much our kids actually really like camping and how much we do. So those have been some really fun memories with the kids. Number 11, what was the most exciting milestone? I think every milestone is exciting with the kids. Like, from when they start rolling over to crawling, to walking, to talking, to feeding themselves. My oldest, I guess, probably when he started riding his bike, that was a pretty big milestone, but I don't know. I think every milestone that they all accomplish, I'm just so proud of them. So there's not one particular milestone that I would say is the most exciting, because I think they're all exciting, and each individually it's so exciting. And so I can't really pinpoint one milestone. That's a really tough one. What is the worst thing your child's ever done? Well, I'm not really going to pinpoint one thing, but I don't think, I mean, every person has their good and bad days, if you will. So there's things that definitely my kids have done that have upset me or made me mad, but I can't really necessarily pinpoint one. I'm not going to pinpoint something really, because I mean, they're kids, they're learning, they're growing, they're developing. So I don't feel like that's a question that I really want to necessarily say the worst thing, because we all have our days, and we're all learning in life. So I don't really have an answer for that question. So the next one here is, what habit did you wish your child didn't have? I guess it would be my middle daughter. She sucks her thumb still, and I know it's pushing her teeth out a bit. So I guess that's a habit that I wish she didn't do. But I mean, other than that, I don't really have any habits I can pinpoint that my kids do that I wish they didn't do. Number 14, what habit of theirs makes you most proud? I don't know. They all make me proud. I don't really have a specific habit I could say that makes me proud, because everything the kids do makes me proud. Like, I am proud of them every single day. I'm so proud to be their mom, and I can't really pinpoint one thing. Number 15, do you share any similarities with your child, both physical and personality? Well, my daughter is just as stubborn as I am. And if you look at pictures of me when I was her age, she looks very similar to me, except for she has darker hair like my husband. So she definitely has some features like me. My oldest is kind of a combination of both my husband and I. Like, he looks a little bit like both of us. He's kind of a bit of a mix. My youngest looks more like my husband. So, but personality wise, I think they're all a bit of a mix. Like, my youngest can be pretty chill. My husband's pretty chill. My oldest likes to talk a lot, which I do. So I guess that's from me. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're honestly all a bit of a combination of both of us. But all three of them are all very different from each other, which is kind of cool that, genetically they're all related, but yet they're all three very different kids. So it'll be interesting to see as they grow up, to see kind of as their personalities grow, and kind of as they get older, if they look more like my husband or myself. But I don't know. I think they all kind of just have a bit of a mix in their own unique self. That's a really tough one to answer. Okay, the next one here is, where would you like your child to be in 10 years? So my kids will be 17, 14, and 12. So I hope my oldest has his driver's license and can drive himself to his activities and stuff. No, I mean, we'll still probably go to them anyway. I just want them to be happy and find things that they enjoy doing, and work really hard at school, and are doing well at school, and, that sort of thing. And also, like, my oldest at that point will be 17. So hoping that he's maybe figured out what he wants to do after high school. Whether he wants to go to university and that sort of thing. So, I don't know, it's hard to say at this point, but I'm just hoping that in 10 years from now, they're all still really happy and enjoy whatever sports they're doing, whatever hobbies they have. So that's what I would say. What is something that having a child has taught you? Honestly, having a child has taught me patience. You need a lot of patience as a mom. Because there's times that they will do things that either aren't as fast as you want them to, or they won't learn a skill as fast as you want them to. So you have to be patient and breathe and know that every kid is different. So they're going to learn things maybe at different paces. And also, having 3 kids, I've learned that all 3 of them will do things at different times and are kind of all their own. So if you have, like, for example, if you have a second kid, don't expect them to achieve things or do things the exact same way as your oldest did, because they're all going to do things on their own and in their own time, kind of thing. Okay, number 18, did you imagine that you'd be a mom at the age that you became a mom? we honestly, once we got engaged, we were fine if we got pregnant. So we didn't really prevent it from happening, but we weren't like putting the effort into trying either, really. Like, it was just kind of like, well, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I knew that I wanted to have at least 2 kids by the time I was 30. So when I was 25, we did get pregnant, and I miscarried at 9 weeks. So that was definitely tough, but that kind of, you know, that the medical professional said, well, at least you can get pregnant, and you know you can get pregnant. So that was a good thing. After that, though, that's when we kind of like decided that, yeah, we definitely want to get pregnant soon. So we did get pregnant when I was 27 and had my son when I was 27. And then I had my daughter when I was 30 and my youngest son when I was 32. So I didn't want to be, you know, mid 30s and having kids. That was just my thing. Nothing against older parents at all. I just didn't want to be having children much into my 30s. So it kind of worked out well for us. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I imagine having kids and wanted to had started having kids before 30, I guess, if that would be answering the question. 19, describe your child in a single sentence. Well, I have 3 kids. So my oldest, he is like, I would say he's honestly the smartest person I know. He is so smart and has a solid memory, and I think he's going to be successful in whatever he does, and I think he's going to be really good at the sciences and maths, which I'm not. He's just a very logical, smart kid. With my daughter, she's very bubbly and happy, yet stubborn, but so creative. She loves to do arts and crafts, and the things she creates is awesome. So I'd say she's probably creative. My youngest is 2, so it's really hard to say. But my youngest is a happy, car-loving guy, I guess. He loves his cars, so I guess that's how I can describe him right now. We'll see as time goes on, really who he becomes. But he definitely is overall a very happy, bubbly kid. Okay, the last question here is, how have you changed as a person since becoming a mom? I've become more patient. My career focus has shifted a bit since having kids, because my husband and I, we work opposite schedules. So I work part-time when he's home and he works full-time. So I've kind of put my career on hold because the job that I'm doing allows the flexibility for me to work this type of schedule, and then we don't need childcare for our kids. So I guess it just changed in the sense that I've put my career on hold because I wanted to be home with the kids. So I've been home with the kids when my husband's been at work. So I've been home with the kids a lot since they were all babies. I haven't worked full time since I had my oldest. I went back part-time. So I've got to enjoy lots of time with the kids. Once the kids are all in school, I may look at advancing my career or doing something else with my job. But currently, I guess that's the biggest thing I would say has changed, is that my focus is my kids. I'm no longer focused on really myself. I put myself kind of last, if you will, and I put my kids and my husband first. So everything I do in life now, it revolves around them and what they need or what they want. So I guess I don't prioritize myself as much, but that's okay, because honestly, I am so happy, and I wouldn't do it any other way, and I have no regrets, and I don't wish I did it differently or anything. So yeah, so those are the mom tag questions. So really interesting questions, kind of makes you think a little bit. So I'm going to end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy today's video, please give it a thumbs up, as that does help my channel out a lot. And if you did enjoy this video, as well as enjoy my type of content, which I do cleaning, organization, and decluttering motivation, definitely hit that red subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss future videos from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.